Right. So crash 300, this is the daily time frame. As you can see, this was a resistance, then price broke out of that resistance. So basically that can just be a fake out. If this current candle closes below this resistance here, if it closes below that resistance, definitely that move that happened to the upside can either be simply a fake out to the upside. So basically, once we close below the next candle of tomorrow, we expect maybe to come and retest the resistance, then continue going down. So that is also a very possibility. So these are my zones. That is my major resistance. So whatever is going to happen, this is my first target for taking profits. First target, which is a higher low there. So this is a higher low. Check this. If you check the market structure, higher high there, higher low here. So now, yesterday we expected price to form a lower high there, but it didn't. So now we expect price to come and close below. If it closes below, then retest this resistance. That would be a lower high. Then it comes and breaks. That would be a lower low. So basically, from the daily perspective, that is what we are seeing already on our crash 300. And if you remember in the morning, I actually gave a setup and I gave two scenarios, whereby the first scenario, I gave them based on 1 hour time frame. So I simply went to 1 hour and gave a setup This is the setup that I gave. It was like this, something like this. It was something like this. Then I had this upward channel there. I had this upward channel here like this. So now I had a setup like this. This is an uptrending channel. What we want is for the market to break outside of that uptrending channel. So now I gave the setup while this price was down here, going up. That is where I gave the setup. The first scenario, if you go back to the group, you discover that the first scenario I said price is going to come back here, create a lower high, which it has done, then come here, then retest there, then break. If it decides to retest, it's also fine. But basically, this was the first scenario whereby we're expecting sales from that yellow zone that I've marked. So basically, if someone was paying attention, they were supposed to start selling on that yellow zone. But if you're not paying attention, you discover that you're now simply entering areas where you're not even sure, areas that are not really strong enough. So basically, that was the first scenario where the price comes. This will be your neckline. Price comes back to test the neckline, then break out of this channel here to the upside, goes all the way down to this lower trend line. So once we break this lower trend line, we simply add more sales as we go down. So now, this was the structure, first scenario. So the price is actually obeying the first scenario. Second scenario was a rare one, whereby I was saying price will come, yes, come there, bounce down. Then here, from there, go all the way up to that top trend line. That was the second scenario. Then from the top trend line there, that's where most probably we can get some sales all the way to the downside. So that was the second scenario. So both scenarios, I had them in mind already. So now price is actually obeying the first scenario. Price is actually obeying the first scenario, whereby we come and reject from there, which it has done, selling. So basically now, whatever happens there, if price comes back to retest this area and gives you a bearish rejection there, one can even take more sales here. Whereas price would most probably be going to break now this channel here. So once it comes now as well, and it breaks here as well, that's another opportunity as well for you to enter. So now if price does not do that, to come back and retest there, then go. If it doesn't do that, meaning these two entries were not going to enter, then it means somewhere it can even go back all the way. If it goes back all the way, it breaks these structures, retest, continues all the way to the trend line, that will simply be an opportunity for us to enter at a very highest price, to actually start selling at a highest price, which would give us a very big competitive advantage over the rest of the people. So that is what we are simply waiting for, crash 300. That is what I'm still waiting for. If you check in the group. I sent some screenshots there in the morning, early in the morning, and I spoke about those two scenarios. If you're not in the group, make sure you're in the group so that you don't miss out on opportunities like this. So crash 300, that's everything. Nothing much to talk about. Crash 300, that's everything that I have to say. So price coming back to retest this area is simply also retesting the neckline and also the resistance that we have on the daily. So it's actually an opportunity to sell a better area here. Sell there once we get a rejection on 15 minutes, or sell this breakout. Both entries are still going to be fine. Then we target the bottom trend line as the first major target. So for crash theories, that is everything. If you have any questions, you can ask before we move on to VOLATILITY75. Any questions? Hello?
No questions.
Any comments?
I don't have.
No comments, no questions.
No.
Mr. Michael. You see the trend line, the minor trend line shows that it's going, it's on an uptrend, né? Because the way it's behaving.
Yeah, so once we break out of that one, we're okay. Our sales will go. So you just need to wait either for that major breakout of that small channel. So that's it about C3. Nothing much. Even the 50 MA is going above the price now. It's going above the price now.
Okay.
So that's it about crash 300, guys. I think everyone has seen the areas where they are going to enter. I think everyone has seen it. So once you've seen, let's move on to VIX. So VIX, as we spoke yesterday, and it's currently still melting. Where I followed instructions made more money. So VIX, from the daily time frame, we had a trend line break that wasn't retested. So basically the buys of yesterday were simply going to touch an inner trend line that was broken and not retested. So basically it was going to retest the trend line. If you go back to the video, you actually see what I'm talking about. So after having done that, I came to the 1 hour and had this trend line. So the break, so the retest. So basically yesterday now, we're simply supposed to wait all the way and start taking our trades there where we later on took them. So basically first touch, second touch, third touch. So I had a lot of confluences for this trade. If you check, I even wrote some notes on the chart whereby bearish market structure, whereby lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, 50% Fibonacci retracement, double top, third trend line touch. So all those were the confirmations that I was looking at for us to enter the trade.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So those were the confluences that I had. Those were the confluences that I had for that trade. The reason why I even said enter more trades was based on the retest that happened after the break of that first trend line. This trend line that I had here. Once I saw a breakout on 15 minutes, I said enter, that's where you entered. Then this move here to the upside was simply a retest. It was simply an opportunity to also enter again. Basically, the entry for more trades, it happened when price came back to retest the broken area, came back here to retest. I think I started saying sell more somewhere here, somewhere on this candle where the price broke, went back up, then somewhere here on this candle. That's when I said I started selling, sell more. Why? Because we're still within our selling zone and we're expecting price to push all the way down, just like as it is doing. So basically, this was the break, the retest. So the retest was this one. So I started saying sell more when I saw this price rejecting that area. Then you sold more there. So basically, had you not shifted any stop loss to entry point, had you just held those trades just like that, right now you'd be in serious money. Because this one, where we scaled in, it was 70. Right now it's currently $76 with the minimum lot size. This other one where we entered first, it's $71 with the minimum lot size. So you can actually see the math now of how much money you actually missed on the table simply by shifting stop loss to entry without enough wisdom. Because if ever you know how much your stop loss is, you don't need to lose your belly. Like if ever you know how much your stop loss is, if ever you know, let's say you knew yesterday, let's say you knew that I'm risking $20. If you know that I'm risking $20, it's like I'm saying I'm willing to lose that $20. I can go to sleep with my stop loss just there without even shifting it. Why? Because I'm expecting to hold this trade for long. Trades that are held for long are like this one. Most of the times the market can come back to the entry point because they are aware of people like many people, what they do, they quickly shift their stop loss to entry. So they come back and take out all those people. After taking out all those people, then we continue going. So it's an art. It's an art. You just need to be smart. That's why I always tell you, know how much money you are risking on a trade. If you know how much money you're risking, you're never going to be quick to shift your stop loss to end. It's not every time that you need to quickly shift your stop loss to end. If you check when did I tell you to shift stop loss to end? When the market was now close to this major area here. So when the market is not on a major area so you need to wait for either a break of the major area or when market is approaching a major area. Because from that break, there was no any major area close by. So market could play around. It had enough freedom to play around up until when it breaks such major areas like this. That's where we are definite that most probably we are continuing going down. But whilst we are still above here in between this zone, the market can go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up until it figures out its direction. Then it goes where it was even supposed to go. So basically, even the break of that support was also another entry opportunity. The break of the support. If you want to 15 minutes, you're going to get a nice entry there. Nice entry, your stop loss just above there. Your stop loss was very going to be. So this trade as well. So all those were simple opportunities, guys. This trade as well is running right now on $43. Yet you just entered after the break of this support. So basically 1, 2, 3 trades. All those 3 were very, very sharp entry points for our VIX75. So basically now, many people right now, they are simply now waiting for price to give us just a retracement to this area, of which price can do that, but it now depends now with the momentum to that particular direction. If momentum to the downside is strong, you won't even get this retest. But if ever we get this, if the price come back to this support here, because it was broken, no retest to the support. So basically, once it comes back to retest there, you simply sell. You don't need to wait for me to tell you anything. Simply sell based on confirmations. 15-minute rejection, you enter, make sure your stop loss. That's why you always need to make sure how much is the stop loss. Most of you place even stop loss sometimes very close to the market. The market takes you out, then it goes the way it was supposed to go. So what's that? So you need to be smart. You need to be very smart. Decision making is very key. Decision making is very key. Decision making. So decision making is very key. Decision making in trading is very key. If ever you're not yet strong in that area, I know that you're still far from being consistently profitable in trading, because being consistently profitable in here, it all comes based on decision making. So right now you might see someone trying to buy this VIX, yet we all know where the momentum currently is. You know that the momentum is to the downside. If someone is busy trying to scalp buys where? Are you in your right senses? Like, the momentum is very strong to the downside, and someone's busy trying to buy. So you need to be wise, ladies and gentlemen. You need to be wise, very, very wise, very, very wise. Thinking on this game is not for the reason why you have heard many times that trading is not for everyone. It's very true. Trading is not for everyone. Not all of us are emotionally and mentally strong enough to handle the craziness that the market undergoes through. Yesterday, VIX, as we entered, and the market was playing us. Someone there could have been emotionally even affected and emotionally damaged. Someone who is not strong enough. That's why trading is not for everyone. It's only for the strong people. If you know that emotionally I'm strong, mentally I'm strong, trading is for you. Trading, it is for you. So if ever you haven't mastered the art of emotional management, whether you are winning or you're losing on a trade, if you haven't mastered that art, you are still far from profitability. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we're expecting for the VIX. I really pray and hope that it comes back to that level of resistance, which was a support. If it comes back there, it's simply an opportunity for you to enter, because I told you this trade we're holding longer, very, very long, very, very long. The first major target is the 0% on the daily. The 0% is this bottom here that you're seeing. This is my 0% Fibonacci, which is the first major target for that trade. So coming back there is simply an opportunity. Once it comes back there, let it reverse nicely to that area. Once it comes to that zone, wait for the rejection, then you enter. Are we in agreement?
Yes, we are in agreement.
Any questions? Any questions? Because I don't think there's anything much to talk about here.
No questions. But I just think maybe when it reaches this this major target, the first major target, probably with that support, that's when it's gonna bounce back. Mr. Michael.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for the video. I'll chat to you later.
Okay, I know, it's fine. So basically that is the expectations for the VIX, for crash trended as well.
Yeah.
I hope everyone has seen the areas and you're going to make money. No mistakes, no funny mistakes here, no funny. So you see now, it's crashing. Someone could have even sold at the top there. Right now, they're deep in profit, simply by following instructions and doing all those things. So guys, I hope you have seen, and I hope you have learned. So see you later on as we come to hear the progress, what has happened, what has not happened. Are we together?
Sure, we'll chat later.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.